And a nice place to when you take a step out to, and we should just see, of course, it's the beautiful Bray Rowing Club. Well, now, Terry, I know that you're a carpenter by trade. You were a woodwork teacher in Dunleary. That's correct, yeah. And it was a few years back when the East Coast Rowing Club said they wanted to make a skiff. You got the specs and all that from a man in Cornwall. Were you all kind of thinking this is going to be a bit of a challenge?
Well, it was a bit of a challenge, but I'd hung around Colmar Harbour all my life, I'd always give lads a hand repairing boats, putting in ribs, putting in new planks, knees. So, like, I'd done most things with boats except actually build it from scratch.
Right.
So I was actually looking forward to that. So as it happened, when I decided to build a boat for a Bray, the cabinets out of Arklow were actually building a skip as well. So I went down to them to see the way they had it set up, and they gave me a lot of information and pointed me in the right direction, showed me what type of jigs they were using for doing the scarfing, the planks and like that. So they were a great help to me. So then I just decided I'd make a go of it, and we built one here, I think about 5 years ago in Bray.
And it was 4 lads over, was it? It took 3 months, I think, was it, like in all?
It was about 14 weeks normally, is the normal time for a build.
Right. Now, the fact that these little buggers don't have straight lines makes them a challenge, because I think they just decided to feck with you rather than giving you any easy options. That's a bit of a challenge when you're I'm sure used to having a little bit of straightness you can work with, but
that's true.
Suddenly you're making a half a ball.
But when there's actually 13 moulds in that boat.
Right.
So and you have 10 planks on each side. So roughly what you do on each mould, you divide each mould into 10. So you have a point to work off.
Okay.
So when you offer up your plank, you can just pick off your points and then put it on the bench and get a little rod and join up all the points.
Oh, nice.
So like roughly that's basically what you do. It's a little bit more finer than that, but generally that's just the rule that you go by.
I'm trying to figure out the going back the history. It's said, I don't know if this is true now, the first mention of a skiff, 1670, the Milton poem Paradise Lost mentions a skiff. I know that the Irish, of course, have had their version of it, but would you have any idea how long have they been around? It seems, I'm going to say forever.
These East Coast racing skiffs, they're a derivative of the old hobbling boats.
Right.
The hobbling boats were working boats. They were a bit more agricultural than then. They're big, heavy boats.
Right.
And they were working boats for lads hauling pots or whatever,
We'd have them in Greystones a lot, and go out to the ship, and
exactly.
First man out there got the goods.
Got the pilotage, got a few bob, able to pile the boat in. Then they got the job of unloading the cargo as well. So it was a great way of making money. But that's when the ships were under sail.
Right.
Of course, when steam and diesel came in, then they were
superseded, really.
They were
but that passion for them and that love for it, obviously there's a great joy in keeping a tradition alive. But it seems that they are, just at core a very good design. Like, people just do like them. It's not like they're doing a penny farthing just for the hell of it. No, like this is a good, solid way to.
But they're very safe boat, Paul. They're very, very safe boat because they're out in the open sea, and yourself, the Irish Sea can be a dirty enough sea now. So they are very, very safe. They have a 5'6" beam in them, so they're quite broad in the middle, and they're quite stable on the sea, on the water.
Right.
And plus, they're propelled with oars, so if you have lads who know the sea, they can get themselves out of trouble, if need be.
I suppose what I'm thinking now, in the great tradition here, and obviously that there's the same in Greystones, and we had Willie Redmond's boathouse there for many years, and
Willie.
The hope would be that it is something that will always be around. I think there is a love for it, especially as long as there's rowing clubs, there'll always be a recognition.
Well, hopefully, because a clinker-built boat, any wooden boat, I think the lines on a wooden boat, I think they're much nicer than the lines on a fiberglass boat.
Right.
There's something about the wood, it's just it's a nicer medium to work with, and each piece of wood is different than the other, even though they might all look the same. They're all individual pieces, but the lines on a wooden boat really are special. No. I think that's what attracts people to them.
Now, you're since that sort of early, like as you say, it was by 2017, I think it was ready. But how many would you sort of see this now as a kind of you'd like to be looking at making many more, or is it?
Like I just call myself, I'm an amateur boat builder.
Right.
Like most, I say most boat builders will be amateur boat builders. I don't know.
But none of them have sunk yet, right?
No, none of them have sunk yet.
Well, there you go. That's professional enough for me.
Like I know a couple of actually professional boat builders, people who make their. But like I have an interest in skiffs. Like I wouldn't be interested in building a little punt or anything like that.
Right.
I don't have. My interest is in racing skiffs. And that's why I build them, and just trying to, fine tune them, do something, make it a little bit more comfortable, a little bit faster, And
would that love come from? I know you have 40 years of experience in the rowing club and all that. Would it come from? I don't know whether you just over the years have always been drawn to it, or whether it's a recent kind of fascination with it, or
no, it's just the sport that well, when we were kids, like I grew up in Dalkey Hill, climbing cliffs, really, so the sea was actually down the town in Collymore.
Yeah.
But so when all the rowing clubs sort of refounded probably around 1970, myself and all the lads I was hanging around with, we went down to Collymore and we started rowing. So I learned from scratch, I suppose. But the difference back then, like we had older people who knew the sea, knew how to row, and we got a good education in rowing and how to get into a boat, how to get out of a boat, how to handle the oars, how to look after the boat.
Right.
So we got to go. So I learned from there, and down through the years, I had a bit of success rowing myself, and I just loved it. It's a great sport. You get a nice summer out there on the open sea. There's nothing nicer,
And there is, of course, we were talking earlier about the Camino Voyage, which is this wonderful documentary, and the one thing the guys say all the way through their 3 years of this journey is that just the kind of the respect you have to have for the sea too, that as much as you're, know what you're doing and you're in a good boat and all that, there's something ultimately, both wonderfully kind of like respectful, but then terrifying, because you have to be aware this is the ocean and you are in the middle of nowhere. And
the sea will always take back what belongs to it, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You even see it with a storm here on the seafront. You come down here one day after a storm and the beach would nearly be gone. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'll just do what it wants. It's just a powerful, it's a powerful force of nature. And if you go out there, not prepared, you're in for a...
And I think one of the good preparations is having a good skiff underneath your ass.
Well, it's confident. It's confident, As I said before, they are. You've a bit of room. The great thing about them is that you don't have to be like. They suit anybody. Tall people, small people, fat people, thin people.
Right.
Fit
You're trying to tell me something.
No. No, they're very forgiving that way,
Right,
They really are. It's not one size fits all, really,
Right.
You can be any age, you can be any sex, to get in. A lot of women are rowing now. It's great to see.
That big
years ago it was a male-dominated sport, but now
I think it's opened up to everybody now, for sure. And I think, just as I said, well done. When I walked in and saw these, I just thought, holy moly, beautiful. And Willie would love to see this kind of thing still going on, and Derek Payne and people like that. Beautifully done. And we'll keep an eye. We'll come back to you again and catch you in action, hopefully.
Great stuff, Paul.